Good morning, YouTube. It is Friday. I was thinking about the plan for today, and I wanted to shellac the window, but I think I'm gonna wait because there's gonna be a lot of dust, and I'm gonna have to have the window, you know, shellac it and then wait a while. So my thought for today is last night I got the whole thing sanded down. I'm gonna clean it off, and then I'm gonna put the new joint compound that I need to put on in those certain areas. I'm gonna finish the wall with the arch, and I think I'm gonna try the heat gun on that wallpaper that won't move. It might just light it on fire, I don't know, but we're gonna try it. And then I am going to do the masonry bit and get all the holes for all the other parts that I need to get done. And then hopefully my plaster washers will get here today. It says that it's still out for delivery, so I don't know. I don't know. I still have a lot of the trim to clean up. And yeah, just kind of little things here and there. I hope my plaster washers get here today because that means today I can get the rest of it sitting. Then by tomorrow I can take them off and put the joint compound on, let that sit, possibly tomorrow sand down and redo what I have to redo. That means by Sunday I should be able to be ready to paint. It's a tight timeline. Monday, unfortunately, I have to go back downstate. I have a funeral I have to attend to, and that's gonna take up pretty much all day, which I gotta do it. I'll just load up my car, which is super helpful. And then Tuesday, I have a little time to work. Wednesday, a little bit of time. But I do need to get a few things situated around here before I move, like putting up my metal shelves, cleaning the upstairs bathroom, cleaning the linen closet, so that I have, when I do move, I have, places to put things. Shoo. And Thursday, I have to stay here Thursday because I have that meeting at the library about a scholarship for home repairs. So I have to do that on Thursday, and that's in the afternoon, and then I'm going to definitely be home by Friday so I can finish up packing, and then Saturday I pick up the truck, and 10 o'clock the movers will be there. I still have to find movers for Sunday, and they have to do that this afternoon. It's going to have to be a have to. So that's the plan for today, for Friday. We will see if it happens. Right now, I am slow go. I did not sleep well last night. I was up at God knows what hour, just laying in bed. So, and I'm really sore today. So I'm just kind of chilling, doing a slow morning. I'm going to be getting up and working here in a minute. So just wanted to give you kind of an idea of what my plan is for today. Hopefully by the afternoon, I usually go up to the post office around 2. I'll go up to the post office, see if my washers are there. I do have to go to Dollar General. I just want to get some more shelf liners, and I want to get some foam brushes if they have them to do the shellac. So, and then I was thinking for the trim, I'm going to use tung oil on the trim. It's a really beautiful way to protect and preserve the wood, but not a huge deal or mess. So that's where we're at this morning, and when I get going and get stuff done, I will show you. All right, it's about 5 o'clock, and I have been busy, just repairing the plaster and putting joint compound up. It's getting too dark now where I can't see very good, so I'm gonna stop. I wanted to try to do that today, but I didn't get to it. And so I got this whole wall pretty much done. I'm not sure about this area here because it's getting dark, and that's okay because tomorrow I gotta take out the washers and try to repair the rest of this wall. So I'll be able to do the fine cracks and the holes and stuff tomorrow with this wall, and then this part. Our little experiment is still drying, so tomorrow morning it should be dry, and I'm gonna see if that does anything, because really the washers would be the way to go, but I can't get them in. So I'm going to start working on the trim. It's very boring, but I'm gonna put on some YouTube, I guess, and just start cleaning that. maybe I can get down to here tonight. I'm not going to push it. Like I said, it's about 5. I just had some pie and I should probably be having dinner pretty soon. I've just been eating like junk food and not eating terribly well because I'm trying to get all this stuff done and I'm trying to make it like a mini vacation, trying to make it fun. So, did all of the archway. And this one had a bit more damage where the wall met the arch. And so I wanted to make sure I got that really well. So it doesn't, you know, damage it further, I guess. And then I did encase that wallpaper because let me tell you, it was not coming off. So that is forever part of this home. So yeah, so this is what I did all day. So so this wall is going to take a couple of days for sure. I'm going to have to put on a small layer tomorrow, let it dry, put on another layer, maybe sand it a little bit, put on another layer and let it dry. My thought is, and I've never done this before, I'm not a professional, but my thought is tomorrow to work on the edges. So get all the edges, then do some in the middle, let that dry, and then just keep adding to it. Same thing with up there. I'm gonna have to take down some more of the plaster up there and do the same thing. And that is my plan to hopefully build this up. I'm kind of glad and grateful that the walls are not very smooth. There's a bit of texture to them, and they're not flat because I wouldn't be able to do it. So like these edges here, I used a lot of joint compound just to try to make sure it's more of a smooth transition and it's not like, oh, hey, we did a repair there. So yeah, that is kind of where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm just gonna be working on the trim tonight and it's about 5, so I've got about 4 more hours of work, but I'm getting really tired and I know I've been working really hard this month and I've pushed myself a little too much, I think. So when I move next week, and I'm going to take like a week off and just chill and just enjoy the house and enjoy the neighborhood and just kind of relax because I have pushed myself too hard. I say that and then I'm going to want to get my craft room done and be over with that. I say things. So then after we get all of this sanded down, we get all of this looking good. We're going to do the caulking, and I'm going to do the caulking in the corners of the room too. That's the only way I thought I could make it look nice to fix up the corners. And then I don't know when we're going to tackle this. I don't want to be too far gone. And I might, so depending on how all this goes, I might do this Sunday night. That way Monday when I'm gone, it's going to be drying and everything. At least get the first coat on. I think I'm probably going to do 2 coats, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on today. It really was not that fascinating, so I did not record it. And tried to smooth out the edges a little bit better so I don't have as much sanding to do. And the majority of that up there is nail holes. I kid you not, nail holes. And because the nails holes caused a little bit of cracking, gotta fix that too. All right, so I'm off to tackle the trim and probably clean that up before I sit down there. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. All right, it's update time. So all the walls are joint compound down. I have sanded this wall. There were a very few spots. It's almost like when I sanded it down, it got an air bubble or something. So I patched those and I try to do it really smooth so I don't have to do a lot of sanding, especially up there on the big one. I sanded this wall. Oh, I found another hole I gotta fill. And yeah, and then I sanded the rest of this wall. So all this wall is sanded. Did a few little minor touch-ups, like I said. Added some to the archway. But the archway is pretty much sanded. I gotta sand a few more spots that I added to. That I just noticed and was like, wow, we should probably. I'm leaving this wall alone. You can believe it. This spot right here is still wet. If you push it, it moves a little bit. So we're gonna leave that till tomorrow. Put another coat on that tomorrow. This is still drying. I put a hefty coat on that. Not as thick as this. This was insane. This, a hefty coat. And then over here, this is still drying, but it's looking good. And then I'm hoping tonight, it's 6:30, I'm getting really tired and worn out, so I don't know. But I want to sand this wall as well, just so this wall and the one behind me are done, ready for paint, ready to go, other than I got a caulk. And then this one, is drying really good on the top. I'm still debating on how I want to handle that. I don't know if I should start putting stuff in the middle. Like, I don't know. And it's pretty dry. It's fairly dry. So I'm wondering before bed if I should put the second coat on so it can dry overnight. Which I might do after I fix that patch, that hole. I might do that right now, actually. Just add the second coat. And then go from there. So yeah, this is where we're at 6:30. Like I said, I'm really tired. I've been taking a lot more breaks. After dinner, I was like, So this wall and this wall are done. I will run my hand over it real quick, tomorrow just to make sure it's 100% perfect. I know the walls are not going to be perfect because they're not. It's going to add charm. And that's kind of why I wish I would have got a flat paint for in here. But that's way more, like $15 to almost $20 more than what I got. I got an eggshell finish, so we'll see. This wall is done and sanded. So then hopefully tomorrow I can start adding more to the spots. These ones over here don't need a heck of a lot more, except I think it's the bottom one where the top bows out a little bit more than the rest. So that's going to need some more. And then obviously this is a project. And I'm like really reevaluating my life choices. I don't know. Really thinking if I'm going to get done within a week. So I have all day tomorrow. Monday in the morning. Okay, so Sunday night, my plan is to mineral spirits the window. Then on Monday morning, I plan on putting on a coat of shellac, taking a shower, and then heading down state because I have to be to the funeral home. Well, I want to be there by 5. My ex doesn't get out of work till 6, so we're going to try to head over there a little after 6. So my plan is to get at least one coat of shellac on the window on Monday morning so that it can dry and just kind of be, put a seal of protection on it, let's just say. So that is the plan right now. I just wanted to give you an update. Everything is drying pretty good. I knew like this was gonna crack quite a bit just because I put a lot on here. A lot. And I have a lot more to go if you see here. That's why I was trying to glue this down. And then another thing that's kind of annoying, where I put the holes like this one, the glue is still like, I tried sanding it down. I don't know. So I hope that comes out okay because I will be really upset if it doesn't. Like this one needs a little bit more. So other than the big holes, I'm not adding anything until I sand everything down and see how it sands. If there's an air hole that I knock off, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to give you a quick update, 5-minute update on plan, where we're at. I still have to figure out what I'm doing with this hole over here. I did get from the neighbor's trash this, but it's very thick. Thicker than that. So I don't know. We're gonna see. Maybe I'll just hang a photo over there. Just a picture right there over the hole. Oh goodness. Oh, okay, wait. I'm gonna flip the camera on. I want to tell a story. Oh, story time. Look at, got dust everywhere. The mask is irritating my face. That's why it's all red. Anyway, so back when I was 18, I got engaged, and my family disowned me, took all my money out of my bank account, and took my car. And so I ended up getting married, and was this guy who was, we won't even go there. And so before we could get our own apartment, we wanted to save up money, and we were living with his friend's mother who was disabled, and she had a really old home. And part of living with her, we had to do different like odd jobs around the house and help out and stuff, which was fine. So she wanted us to paint the basement. So my ex and I went through and did what I just did now with all of, this was a little bit more extensive than what she had, but we patched all the holes, we were prepping, and it was wet. The joint compound was wet, everything else was prepped, so we went upstairs to watch like TV or a movie or something. Well, she got pissed. Like, how dare you sit on your ass when I told you I wanted you to do something and you're living here, you know, rent free and all this stuff. So she went downstairs and started painting. I don't think this woman had ever painted a day in her life, number one. And number two, the joint compound was wet, so she's just smearing it everywhere and it looked like crap. And we had to go down there and explain to this woman, we can paint now if you want. It's gonna look terrible. We were prepping the walls so that when it dries, we can go back and sand and do what we need to do. I don't really remember what we did. Like, I don't have a good memory, especially with my disability, but I definitely don't have a good memory of that time in my life. It was not a good time. It was a very scary time in my life. Very stressful, and I don't remember, there are very few things I remember, but that just clicked while I was doing this work, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I thought I'd share a little story time of my life. And can you imagine trying to paint over wet joint compound? Oh, it was awful. I don't remember what she did after that, if we had to redo it, or I don't recall. All right, well, end of story time. I gotta get back to work. Ladies requesting to use the facilities. So a tip for this, because you don't want your blades to get grody and like crusty, because you don't want that stuff in your joint compound. I just have a cup here and I put them in there. So it's been really nice every hour to like, for my break time, I've been refreshing. I like to say refreshing, because then I pull them out. The joint compound's really wet and you just wipe it down with a paper towel and they're clean. So while I take Lady Bear for her walk, these will be cleaning in there, and it's been really nice every hour doing that, to have really nice clean blades. Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday. Feels like D-Day. I am so tired. If I didn't have so much to do, I would be going back to bed, which means today I really have to be on top of checking my blood pressure and my pulse ox and trying not to push myself too hard, because I am going to be moving next weekend and I'm going to need energy. I'm going to need stability for that day. So what did I do last night? I added a layer, and then I couldn't do like, I couldn't do like down here because that was still wet and up there. So it's turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I was thinking about sanding it down and putting another layer, but this is a grip. And so I don't think I'm going to do that. So, and then this is dry, so we can start adding more to that. I sanded, so I finished sanding that wall and that wall. And then I started sanding this, and the battery died, and I was like, forget it. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So I went to bed early last night. I did. So, plan for today. First things first is actually to fix this hole. I just put my little letter in there about me in the house. I heard it fall. It's kind of funny. It's like, whoop. So first things first, I gotta figure out how to cover that hole. And then I can mud that. Then I'm gonna mud and fix up the rest of these holes so they look a little bit better and they can dry, and start sanding some more. I think it's just gonna be a big sanding day. Like last night I noticed a crack, a little fine crack on this wall. I don't think I'm going to fix it. Good luck and God bless. It was a fine crack. So after I get all of this sanded down, hopefully today, hopefully I will start caulking. I was going to caulk around the baseboard trim because there are some very significant gaps between the trim and the wall. I really can't show you right now because there's a lot of plaster dust everywhere. But I was thinking about it last night, and I don't think I'm going to do that. The trim isn't done yet, number one. And if I do it after, then I got to paint over it. We're not doing that. Well, maybe we might. I don't know. And two, it's wood. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm leaning towards a no. So this is where we're at today. Like I said, I am exhausted. I am so tired. So I really need to pay attention to myself today and pay attention to how I'm feeling and my blood pressure and my pulse ox, because I cannot get sick. And I am getting to that point, I think. And if I had the time, I would take today off. I would take today off. I would probably go check out Case or one of the cities around here, and I would just call it done. But we cannot do that. I do not have the luxury of that time right now. And so yeah, I'm gonna get. Looks like it needs to be sanded down a little bit. I need to get some breakfast. So it's about after 8 right now. I should get up around 8, and I am tired. So that's where we're at. All right, I started around 9 and it's around 11. I did push myself through just so I could get this coat on because I'm going to take a long break right now. I really, truly am. I'm going to take a very long break. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm just going to relax, maybe do a little light reading. But I got all the plaster on the spots. This one is going to take a while. It's pretty thick. Like, that's why I wanted to glue it to the wall, but it is what it is. And I've been shoving the joint compound underneath it. The only thing I'm finding is in some areas, so like this is almost done. When this dries, I'm gonna have to go over and sand some of those areas because I want to get a smooth transition. And so I'm gonna have to do a higher grit sandpaper, and I'm trying to figure out what kind I want. I'm thinking 100. I don't think 880 is gonna be a little too much. I don't know. We're gonna play. We're gonna find out. So yeah, so I got plaster on that spot, plaster over here, and then I took some, this is gypsum board. I think they use that in bathrooms, and I cut a wedge really tight in there and then put the plaster over it. It does stick out a little bit, so that's why we got that, but the wall isn't totally smooth. And then this is a bit of a concern. It's a hump. So I don't know what we're going to do about the hump. I think after this coat dries, I'm going to sand this really well and then go from there. Decide what we're going to do with the hump. And yeah, so it's 11. I'm going to take a couple hour break. Like I said, I'm hauling ass today. So I'm going to let this dry. Sand that, possibly sand that, because that might almost be done. And then you can see where all the holes that I screwed. So I'm gonna have to sand and re-put that on. This is gonna be a process, and I thought it was gonna be a process, and now I'm like, am I gonna be able to paint this week, or are we gonna continue to be doing this process? So I'm just keep telling myself it is what it is. I'll move in, and then let me flip this around.